India and China in 2026, partners or strategic rivals? What if the future of Asia, and possibly the world, depends on two ancient civilizations learning how to coexist in a modern power struggle? India and China are often described as rivals, competitors, or even potential adversaries. But in 2026, the reality is far more complex. These two nations are deeply connected by trade, history, geography, and global ambition, even as distrust and unresolved tensions continue to shape their relationship. Before we go further, welcome to World Uncovered, the channel where we break down geopolitics, global power, and the forces shaping our world beyond the headlines. Now let's talk about India and China, not as enemies or allies, but as strategic neighbors navigating one of the most delicate relationships of the 21st century. To understand where this relationship stands today, we need to look at how it evolved. India and China share thousands of kilometers of disputed borders, much of it shaped by colonial-era maps and unresolved agreements. The 1962 war left a deep psychological scar on India's strategic thinking, while China emerged with greater territorial control but lingering diplomatic friction. For decades after that conflict, both countries chose caution over confrontation. Economic reforms in China and later in India shifted priorities toward growth, stability, and global integration. Trade expanded, diplomatic engagement increased, and for a time it appeared that economic cooperation might override geopolitical rivalry. That assumption did not last. Border tensions resurfaced dramatically in the 2020s, especially along the line of actual control. Military standoffs, infrastructure buildups, and troop deployments reminded the world that history was far from settled. Even without full-scale conflict, trust between the two sides eroded sharply. Yet, despite these tensions, something interesting happened. Trade between India and China did not collapse. In fact, economic ties remained strong, and in some sectors even grew. China continues to be one of India's largest trading partners, supplying critical components, electronics, machinery, and industrial inputs. Indian businesses, despite political pressure, still rely heavily on Chinese manufacturing efficiency. This contradiction sits at the heart of the India-China relationship: politically cautious, militarily alert, economically intertwined. In 2026, both governments appear to understand a key truth: complete disengagement would be economically painful and strategically destabilizing. Diplomatically, signs of recalibration are visible. Chinese leadership has publicly emphasized dialogue, stability, and long-term cooperation. Indian officials, while firm on sovereignty and security, have also avoided escalating rhetoric. Military talks continue. Diplomatic channels remain open. Neither side appears eager for open confrontation. This is not friendship, but it is management. At the same time, competition is intensifying in other arenas. India is expanding its influence across the Indo Pacific, strengthening ties with Southeast Asia, Europe, and strategic partners concerned about China's rise. China, meanwhile, continues to project power through infrastructure investments, regional trade agreements, and technological dominance. Both countries are racing for influence, but in different ways. India emphasizes strategic autonomy, positioning itself as a balancing force rather than a bloc-aligned power. China focuses on scale, speed, and long-term economic leverage. This creates a dynamic that is neither peaceful nor hostile, but constantly tense. Border legacy remains the most dangerous flashpoint. While large-scale conflict is unlikely, localized incidents carry the risk of escalation. Infrastructure development on both sides of the border continues. Surveillance, logistics, and military readiness have become permanent features of the landscape. Neither side wants war, but neither side wants weakness. Beyond borders and trade, technology adds another layer. China's dominance in manufacturing, batteries, and rare earths contrasts with India's push into digital infrastructure, software, and global services. Both see technology as a strategic asset, not just an economic one. Decoupling is discussed, diversification is attempted, but full separation remains unrealistic. So what does all of this mean for 2026 and beyond? India and China are not moving toward partnership in the traditional sense. trust is limited, strategic alignment is absent. But neither are they moving toward open hostility. Instead, they are settling into a long-term rivalry with guardrails, a relationship defined by competition, coexistence, and constant recalibration. For the rest of the world, this matters deeply. Stability between India and China affects global supply chains, regional security, energy markets, and the balance of power across Asia. Any shift, positive or negative, sends ripples far beyond their borders. The future will not be decided by one summit or one standoff. It will be shaped by how both nations manage pressure, ambition, and restraint. In 2026, India and China are neither partners nor enemies. They are strategic rivals learning how to live with each other, because the cost of failure would be far greater than the cost of restraint. And in geopolitics, sometimes survival depends not on winning, but on avoiding collapse. If you want calm, clear analysis of the forces shaping our world, subscribe to World Uncovered. Because the most important global shifts rarely happen overnight. They unfold quietly, one decision at a time.